John is doing it. Like maybe he's taking a plane, he's riding a bike, he's riding a pogo stick, he's doing roller skating, he's snowboarding to school. They might have many ways that John can get to school in their mind. The experienced one or the one who have been outside and saw the many technologies and the many things that that one may know the many ways that John is going to school. This 18-year-old will still know John is going to school, but since she has no experience, she's so young and so innocent, she would think maybe he's walking to school, or maybe he's riding his bike to school, or maybe his dad is taking him to school. She will have a few other examples. She will not think about the pogo stick, the roller skate, the what's it called? The train, the bus, the what's it called? He's kayaking to school or whatever. She will not think about all that. She would just think only a few ways that he's getting to school. But that doesn't mean she doesn't know that he's going to school.
I'm not willing to just say, well, because the brain's not fully developed, the day they turn 26, they can go get what they're
Yeah, but I think at least you would agree that, an 18-year-old probably isn't as good at making judgments as a 25, 26-year-old.
Well, then should they be able to vote against a 26-year-old and cancel out their very well-informed vote?
Right. I mean, I don't know. I haven't thought about that. You don't know?
Oh.
Well, if they should, if you're saying that, well, the experience of an 18-year-old woman is such that she could never make the same type of judgment call that a 50-year-old man can, fair enough, then why should she be able to cancel out his vote?
I mean, I've never stated that I believe that she
That's
should.
why I asked.
You said you did. You see, and now she's trying to switch it up. I can literally take this thing back, and you literally said you think there is something wrong if the brain is not developed yet. There will be a problem, or there is issues.
No, I haven't thought about it.
Well, you should think about it, because this is the same type of argument. It's like, at what point are they an adult? And if they're an adult, are they an adult or are they not? And if they're not, when are they? And if they're not, what responsibilities should they have or shouldn't they have? Because I'm not willing to be like, well, Johnny, you can go to war, but you can't go after a 50-year-old woman. It's like, well, no, I'm not so sure I'm willing to make that call. Or, hey, Tim, yeah, sure, you got drafted, but you can't smoke till you're 21 because, well, society's just said it gives them the ick, right? It gives them the ick that you smoke, Timmy. Now, go over and fight the enemies of the United States. That just seems absurd to me. You know what I mean? So when I look at it, I'm like...
I mean, I agree with that.
Yeah, if this is an experience-based thing... Well, 18-year-old woman could be drafted. If an 18-year-old woman was drafted, then is she cognitive enough and smart enough to go out with a 50-year-old man?
I don't think women should be drafted at all.
Yeah,
I think women should be drafted.
But if they were, let's just say that they were.
They should be drafted.
Women like men were drafted. It's like there's a war, right? We need you in the field. You're drafted, just like 18-year-old Johnny over there. Okay.
And they should also cut their hair while they do it, so that we don't think they are women while they're on the battlefield. We don't want to see the long hair. Let's see that same bald head like every other dude. A lot of dudes go to the military and they cut their hair really low, and some of them go bald or whatever. Let's see that woman also cut her hair off so that we don't see her as an attractive woman while we're on the battlefield. We don't want to be attracted to her. Only fair to ask, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how problem comes in the military. When you go to the battlefield or whatever, and then you see this girl with the long hair just flowing in the wind. Like, what the frick is this? Like, are you a stallion or something? No, we want to see that hair cut off. Cut it off, no hair. Or boss cut. Low cut like Brian. Have this low cut. When you come out of the military, grow it back. That's it. It's only fair, right? Let's be equal if you want to be equal.
Okay.
I mean, also,
can she go for a 50-year-old man then?
And
Is she
be
smart
equal to
enough
where
then
we
to
are,
make those
see.
decisions?
I think legally she should be able to. I agree with the legal age of 18.
What's the moral?
We have to set some age.
So what's the moral argument?
Well, the moral argument is like everything is nuanced. So, I mean, you have to look at every unique
The
situation.
moral argument is that everything is nuanced.
I'm saying things have nuance. So
yeah,
it's like,
I know things have nuance, but there's
we're just talking like, okay, here's stock 18-year-old girl and stock 50-year-old man. Like, I think there's a reason why people may get uncomfortable when they hear that, and I think it's valid. It probably comes out of a real...
Do you think that your grandparents...
50-year-old man is not stock, man. It's not stock. He been through a lot of life experiences, so he got a lot of changes he has made. That's normal. That comes with experience. He probably made changes to his ideologies, his beliefs, his mindset, his this and his that.
Were uncomfortable with that? Your great-grandparents were uncomfortable with that?
I
Because the
haven't
answer
asked them,
is
but
Not really. It was not a huge social issue of the time.
I think it has been, actually.
No, it hasn't been. It was never a big social issue that there was these
we didn't
large
just
age
go.
gaps.
I know back like probably like 2,000 years ago, it wasn't.
Well, let me give you a different example. Let's say World War II, by the end of World War II, France's male population had been decimated, mostly the young men, because they just had 2 world wars. The female population wasn't decimated. Age gaps were pretty wide, right? By necessity, how are you going to procreate, right? There's no other men except these. Is it immoral then?
I'm not saying it. I've never made the blatant statement that it's immoral, though.
Right. So I mean, is it situationally immoral, or is it just really that it gives you the ick?
I think it's situationally immoral. Like, to try, it's a slightly different situation, but I'll try and make an example. You know, if there's a kid, like, I have to be responsible with someone who's a minor in other dimensions. Do you know what I'm saying?
No. But I want to be charitable to what you're saying, so.
I'm trying to think of a good example, but like.
A minor in other dimension. Do you mean like their cognitive function is, if they're 18, is like that of a 15-year-old?
You have to look out for people younger than you, and and there's definitely a chance to take advantage of their innocence. So, I think that's generally what we're getting at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but there doesn't even need to be an age gap for that. You just take advantage of them anyway. At the same age, you can take advantage of them.
I mean, there's obviously a serious problem with taking advantage of people who are much younger than you because of their lack of experience.
But there would be a serious problem for anybody to take advantage of anybody for any reason, right?
What do you mean?
So, like, let's say a 50-year-old guy is taking advantage of the naivete of a 19-year-old girl in order to, I don't know, get her to do whatever the hell it is that he wants, versus a 21-year-old guy. I don't see why it's immoral. More immoral just because the guy is 50 versus 21. I don't see what the difference is.
I would think he would know better than the 21-year-old, but I would say they're both
but I'm
wrong.
just saying, it seems like it's just equally bad to me. Doesn't seem like this was more bad to that.
Because like a 20-year-old doesn't have as much experience as a 50-year-old. I think they would know better.
Yeah, I get
that's
it.
just my general sense.
Yeah, I get it. I understand what you're saying, but you could have a 25-year-old and a 24-year-old girl, and he is vastly more intelligent and vastly more experienced than she is.
Usually not, though.
But you could, right? And there's no ick there. The only ick would be in the distinction for age, and it's only due to like some kind of preference. But if we were to look at the immoral action of 50-year-old man takes advantage of a 19-year-old girl, it's like, oh, yeah, that's bad. But if 21-year-old takes advantage of 18-year-old girl, that's still just as bad.
And also, as a 50-year-old man, wouldn't you want somebody who has a little more experience?
I don't know what their preferences are, but the question to me is not why do you prefer this thing X, but whether or not is this thing even a problem. So is it?
So a Cybertruck exploded outside of Donald Trump's tower in Las Vegas. And this is why I keep trying to tell people, do not force people to get EVs. Do not, like the way California is talking about in 2030 or something, they will ban the production of gasoline vehicles. Isn't that like forcing people to do something that they don't want to do? Or the manufacturing of gasoline, you are forcing people. Like, and that's the point you don't want to come to, where you have to force people, make it optional. Because here is somebody's Cybertruck exploding. Who knows why? Because I can look into the thing to tell you why, but I don't really know why. But I'm assuming Cybertruck exploded. That's the fact of the matter, because it has battery in it and has all these other things going on. It was just sitting at the tower. It's not like it was in water. It's not like, it was like being like opened up and worked on or anything. It's just sitting there. Anyway, let's read what happened. The Tesla exploded outside President Donald Trump Las Vegas hotel, resulting in 1 death and 7 injuries. Las Vegas Metropolitan Police, Clark County, blah, blah, department investigating the incident as a possible act of terror. Okay. Eyewitness reported that the vehicle blew up after pulling up outside the hotel. Okay. So it could be a possible act of terror. So Elon Musk is revealing what really happened. Let's see what Elon Musk them saying. So A saboteur made by Trump crony Elon Musk. Company Tesla was seen in a fiery blaze outside the front revolving doors of the hotel. Social media video showed. Large blah 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 blah. It is unclear if anyone was injured. The fire has been put out, according to police. Yes, said somebody was killed. So the explosion left a large cloud of smoke blowing from the Trump Tower. Blah blah blah. Blah. Now let's see what Elon Musk said about it. Something major exploded here, he said in the next video. So a man named Stephen Philando, who was staying at the hotel, claimed a massive explosion happened. Blah, blah, blah. Now, where is the Elon Musk thing? You see, they don't even put it in there. They didn't even put it in there. It just says burst flames outside. So why would you put it in your damn title? Elon Musk reveals. Let's see what Elon Musk reveals. One is the Cybertruck is likely an act of terrorism, Musk said, occurring just hours after a terror attack in New Orleans, which left 15 people dead. Now, so Elon Musk is saying it was an act of terrorism. It was most likely, likely an act of terrorism. That's what Elon Musk is saying. And now, you see, and this is what we keep trying to say. They don't know what they are doing until the consequences is coming. The consequences be coming. Now, I'm not talking about Elon Musk. No, I'm talking about the Joe Biden people. Those people who are leaving the border open for many days, weeks, months, years. They don't know the amount of people who they have let into the place, into the country, who are not here for good. Who are here because they hate the country. You should understand. When you make a party, right? And you say it's an open invite. Anybody can come. The people that are coming are not always happy for you at the party. Same way, if you leave your border open, the people that will be coming, not all of them are for your country. Not all of them like white people. Not all of them like black people. Not all of them like your way of life, your culture, your this, your that, your whatever you got going on. Your policies, the way you treat your children, your husband, your wife, not all of them like it. Let's go.
Actually even a problem that a 50-year-old might.
You usually see people together who are roughly the same age. I think that's because they grew up in the same era. That as peers, you tend to be able to connect on a lot more. So I think maybe that's why, okay, maybe something's off there. Maybe that's a red flag.
Unless this social circle becomes reduced due to external factors,
okay.
Like, for instance, war. If 40 or 50% of your young male population, totally decimated, now you have these extreme age gaps. Now it's necessary. So in that case, is that okay?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Well, then if that's okay, you're really just saying there's nothing really immoral here.
I never said it was never
If there's nothing immoral, it's okay. You're really just saying there's nothing really immoral. Okay.
He said, Brian, can you explain the awkward chilling boy in the background and why he is taxed with standing there behind you the whole podcast? I don't know if he's taxed with standing there. I know he moves around, he walks around sometimes.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Well, then if that's okay, you're really just saying there's nothing really immoral here.
I never said it was never
If there's nothing immoral, then why do we care? That's my question.
It's definitely a red flag.
Okay, well, now that's fair, right? You could say it's a red flag or something that you would look out for. That's fair enough. But I'm just saying I don't see a problem with it per se.
Not necessarily, which I've said.
Yeah.
So.
Your thoughts?
I think as long as both parties are consenting adults, then it's fine.
There you have it. Go.
Hey, my take on the issue would be, if he's 50 and you 18 and your parents, and whoever else is your advisor, maybe your pastor, your parents, your dad, and all these people, they all agree that you should be with this person, hey, that's on you. But I believe there is somebody who is closer in age to you than that, who is better for you than that. It doesn't matter if he has thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, he's successful or whatever, or he can put you in a better position for the future. It don't matter if he's paying your college tuition, your car note, and your rent for whatever every month. Doesn't matter. There will always be somebody who you will experience more love and more respect with, who will also be able to be as successful, who you'll be able to grow with, you know what I'm saying? At least, to say the least, instead of feeling on somebody's wrinkly body and doing all that. You know what I'm saying? Imagine rubbing on your grandpa. He's old enough to be your grandpa already. He's old enough to give birth to your dad. You know what I'm saying? It's like, imagine rubbing on that old man's body with all that hair and all that old cells on the body. He takes showers and he cleans himself very well, but still, it's still an old body. An old body is an old body. So it's not fair. It's not fair. Find somebody who is closer, nothing more than maybe nothing more than 10. Nothing more than 10, maybe. Maybe, I'll say. It'll be better that way.
Going back to some of you who said that
Probably.
you find it predatory or icky, do you care to elaborate on your answers? How is it predatory?
So, well, I'd like to not exactly change my answer, but I'll add more. I think it's different if two people meet, they don't know how old they are, they happen to have a connection, and then, you know, like it happens.
It's like this girl is all about just staying ignorant. Like she's talking about they don't know how old they are. Like you think you can just look at somebody and know at least the age range at least? I mean, especially men. Or even if you can't just ask a question, a simple one question like how
To be a
old?
pretty large age gap, but if like an older man and an older woman is purposely going on dating apps and making their age range very young, like purposely looking for these younger women, that's when it feels pretty predatory, because you're actively seeking someone way younger than you, or if you have some type of age cutoff.
This girl is just, I don't know, bro. It's like she be making the point, she be making a good point, and then she just get diverted into something like, okay, if they are faking their age, then that's wrong. We can all agree on that. If they are on this social platform and faking their age, saying they are 5 years younger than they really are, or 5 years older than they really are, or even 1 year younger or 1 year older, that's evil. That's bad.
Wait, an age cutoff?
Yeah, like if you're like, oh, I don't want
So
to be
you
with a
wouldn't?
woman.
Would you date a 70-year-old man?
No.
What are you doing with this age cutoff?
No, I'm
What if
saying-
you didn't know his age? It would make it okay then, right? You only thought he was 45.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, let's say you meet someone
Yeah.
and they happen to be, I don't know, whatever age cutoff, like
A lot of men have like 30
20
cutoffs.
or yeah, like 30. They're older than 30, and you're like, no, even though they're closer to your own age, that means you want them to be significantly younger than you.
So what if a man, he's in his 40s, he wants to start a family, okay? He hasn't been able to for whatever reason, okay? Maybe he's been like long-term in the military, maybe he has other things going on, right? He has not been able to, but he's accrued a ton of resources. So he starts researching, goes online, he's like, how can I have a nice big family? What are the things I should be looking for? Do you think fertile woman would be like one of those big criteria for that?
Well,
If you wanted to have a
there are other
family,
options.
fertility in women would be
This
a big
girl,
one,
this girl
right?
is scary, bro. This girl right here, she is very scary to me. I don't know, it's just I just, you know what I'm saying, like, bro, it's women like this that give you the ick. They just give you the creep vibes. And she got this tattoo, and she got knuckle tattoos too. Like, bro, where did women sit down? Or this type of women, I should say, this type of women, where did they sit down and think I should look like a MS-13 gang member with all these tattoos on my fingers and on my knuckles and my neck, all tattoos, and some of them even go as far as their face too. Where did you sit down and come up with that idea? You think your blue collar or white collar guy want to see you like looking like this? Like the dude that is like working and meeting prestigious people and respectable people in his life. Like, I don't think about popular people. Take note, popular people are not always respectable. I'm talking about he's meeting like what's it called? Presidents and leaders of different nations and great people and stuff like that, senators and governors, and he's doing something positive like that. You want to be his girlfriend or his wife, or the one that he's holding hand with, and your hand look like you joined the MS-13 last night. You're part of the trendy Aragua gang member. You're one of them. Why you want to look like this? Is that not another stupidity and misguidance we're talking about? You got tattoos all on your hand. Who told you your entire body is supposed to be used as a drawing board? Just draw whatever you want, paint whatever you want on any part of your body, and everything is supposed to be okay. That's why she looks
What
like
are
this.
the other options?
It's
Yeah.
always women who are giving themselves away for cheap. They are the ones who end up with stupid tattoos. They start sleeping around with multiple men, tattoos coming all over them because, again, there is no willpower to say no to these things. There is no judgment. There is no morality. I'm telling you, it goes without saying. People who have strong morals are very careful what they put on their body, on their temple, and especially super careful with what they put inside of it. Because they know their body is a temple and their eyes is a window. They don't watch porn. They don't look at degenerate stuff.
Well, first of all, even though the percentage of women that are still fertile is less as they get older, there
So-
still are some. Or if you really
but
want
you
children,
So if you wanted to
that-
have 9 kids, you probably wouldn't want to marry a 30-year-old, right?
but if you want children that badly, you could adopt. Adoption.
Yeah, but you could also
What if you
marry a
don't?
25-year-old.
Well, there are also women who freeze their eggs.
Yeah, I know, but what if you, again, you could just marry a fertile 25-year-old too. You could be a 40-year-old man and go, well, he's 25, so I get the maximum amount of fertility. I want to have 7, 8 kids.
But then why weren't you trying to start that family? And
Maybe
have
you're
those
just
kids
because you
earlier
were
on?
trying to accrue
We
resources
already
so you
told
could.
you. Mhm.
And then if the 25-year-old says, yeah, you have the resources, I really dig you, I think you're great, I want to give you 9 kids, I could not imagine anybody at this table could ever give me a single problem with that from a moral standpoint ever. I don't think it would even be possible.
Wait, I have a question. So,
Well, let's let her respond before.
We'll
Do
come
you have
to
a
you.
response? He's.
Well, I want to hear what Hallie's going to say.
No,
Oh,
no, 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 no.
no. We're not coming back to you after she speaks.
So Andrew said he doesn't think anybody at this table would be able to raise an objection.
I don't
over
think
the
anybody
scenario.
in this country could raise an objection to this from a moral standpoint that would be in any way coherent, but I would love to hear it.
If I can add on to your question,
Please
without
don't. Just
raising
kidding.
an actual argument or objection, do you find the scenario that he painted predatory or icky? 40-year-old, 25-year-old.
Let's see.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
a 40-year-old with a 25-year-old?
correct. Her prefrontal cortex is fully developed at this point. Bear in mind.
Close enough, anyway.
No.
No. Who cares? They're both happy.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Go ahead. What's your
So,
question?
I was just asking for a friend. Do you think do you think that from a woman's perspective, having kids at 25 with someone who is 40 is disadvantageous?
I can't figure out how it would be disadvantageous
To the
from
woman?
a logical standpoint. It could be from some kind of preferential standpoint.
How old is
like-
Henry Cavill?
His
Like they
sperm
could
might
say,
have declined.
they could say, for instance,
40. Wait, can I jump in here really quick? You know who Henry Cavill is? Nick, could you Google Henry
Oh,
Cavill?
he said Superman.
Superman.
Superman, yeah, thanks.
The Witcher, The Tudors. If anybody, I don't know if anybody
yeah,
knows
that
The
guy's
Tudors.
a great actor.
Oh, I know him, yeah.
Very handsome man, 40 years old.
Didn't he play Superman too?
Yeah, he's Superman.
Yeah.
So what was your question? The 40-year-old and the 25-year-old?
I was asking, do you think it's disadvantageous for a 25-year-old woman to have babies?
Let me ask, do you think it would be disadvantageous for a 25-year-old woman to have children with Henry Cavill?
No.
Well,
Do you think a lot of
Did she just say
25-year-old
no?
women would jump at the chance to be with Henry
hang on,
Cavill?
forget that for a second.
Okay.
Let me ask this easier. Let's say, for somehow, I don't know
Crazy.
how, okay, but they froze sperm from a
Froze
guy
sperm.
from 1915 who died. Okay, 1915. They had the frozen sperm, and a woman wanted to become a mother, right? And she looked through, and she's like, "Oh, I really want this guy from 1915. I want to have his babies, right?" And so she got like artificial.
I want to continue his gene pool. I like the physical features of his genetics. Let me do it.
Inseminated herself, and she had the baby. Okay. Well, didn't she actually have a child then?
By
with a dude
100,000
who's
years
like
old.
over 100 years old?
No.
No?
Well,
Wait,
yes.
I'm a little confused by this one myself.
Didn't she?
If you freeze the sperm,
Uh-huh.
right, they're frozen.
Yeah.
So it's not like
In time,
this
right?
100-year-old like living
It's
man.
his
that's
18-year-old sperm or something. I got
Well, what if it's his
No, what you're
50-year-old sperm?
I don't know. That seems like
Or what
It
if they
doesn't
froze it
make
when
no
he's 90?
difference.
But it's just sperm. It's not like you're having intercourse.
yeah, you don't have a
with that
relationship
man.
with that person. And like what you were saying
So
earlier.
then if that's true, then is that saying that you
But
can
man-
be in a relationship?
You can be in a relationship with an old guy, but he just has to ejaculate in the cup, and that makes it fine. Just ejaculate in the cup, and I will artificially or manually insert it into where it needs to go. You know, they have tools to do that, right? Like you ejaculate and they pull the sperm out and they insert it into her body, into the woman's body, and it goes to where it needs to go. Now, will you now say, okay, yeah, that's fair, that's good? Even if he's 60 or 70.
Relationship with an 80-year-old man, and as long as you don't have a intercourse with him, and you just like, I don't know, you off in a cup and you inseminate yourself, then
Right.
that relationship then is fine, or
No.
no? This is what I mean. It's like,
I think that
like she says, there's all kinds of nuance, and I'm like, let's see if we can find the craziest nuance we can.
An 80-year-old off in a cup is pretty crazy.
That's pretty nuanced.
Yeah.
Pretty nuanced.
Yeah, but can I ask you something? So you were grilling Hallie a little bit when she was talking about
You were
wanting
grilling.
these like material things from a man, blah blah whatever. And then she brought up children, and
Not just from a man, from a from a 40-year-old man, right? She was with this guy only because of the money and the resources. And she thought there will be no backlash, or the backlash will be lessened because she will have enough comfort. And she realized that money does not buy comfort, money does not buy confidence, money does not buy face. So she gave it up.
you were like, that's a material thing as well. And now you're
The
saying
material conditions for children, yeah.
Yeah, now you're saying, so you're like, oh, it's wrong. I don't know if this is what you meant, but this is how it sounded like, that it's not good to just seek someone for these material things. But then in your scenario, when you're talking about this 40-year-old man actively seeking someone younger just for the material thing being the children that you had
No,
stated
what
before.
happened is she asked, would it be disadvantageous for a 25-year-old woman, right, to
Even if let's take her questions for face value as she said it. Okay, if you are seeking a 40-year-old man because of his resources, the house, the cars, the this, the that, the fame, okay, it's not worse than the guy who is seeking the 25-year-old woman because he knows he's going to be able to have a bigger family with her. One is self-seeking, the other is way different. One is I want it, it's going to make me feel better, it's going to, me. The other one is she and I will be in a relationship because we are in a relationship and we love each other. That's the difference. Because the guy is not just getting in a relationship because he thinks this woman is going to produce him children. No, he's also being in there to also defend her, protect her, help her, care for her, and do almost all the same thing that the guy that is having the money is going to do for her. Because the guy who has the money, she's not in it for him. She's in there for the resources. That's only one way it goes. One street. Money, resources. If it goes, I go. If it leaves, I leave. If it's no more coming, I'm done. Right? But the other guy is saying, children. And you. I care for you. I help you. I do whatever I need to do for you. I keep you safe, keep you happy, keep you peaceful. I give you all the things that other girl is looking for. And I also get what I need. And you are also in it, not only because of what I got, but you are in it because of me too. And because you want what I want. You want the family too. That's it. That's it. The other guy is not in the relationship with the gold digger because she got gold. No, he's in the relationship with her with the understanding that she is beautiful or whatever. That's it. So she's not giving him gold. She is taking the gold from him, right? The other girl on the other hand, she's not just taking the gold, she's also giving him gold. And she's not just in it for gold, she's in it for him. And he's also in it for her. He's protecting her, guiding her, helping her, doing all that. See? That's the thing.
Get married to a 40-year-old man and have his baby. I can't think of how that would be disadvantageous.
But I'm talking about what we were talking about like a couple hours ago.
Yeah,
like
but you're
towards the beginning
conflating
of the
two
podcast.
different things. So the question which was asked is how would this be disadvantageous? I don't see how it could be disadvantageous.
I mean, I don't think it's disadvantageous per se, but I still think that, like, if the only reason you're trying to like build a relationship with someone younger than you is to have children with them, then that's like, why would you do that?
To
What about
perpetuate
Yeah, but what about
the other
the human
values?
species
Like
so
other
people
core
like you can be
values?
alive?
No, but the other core values that you were talking about earlier, like integrity and loyalty and all of that, like
You can have all of those things together.
you can, but what if you can't find that and you only find
Since
like that's
women
pretty
are
hard to
inferior
find.
virtuously.
Okay, so you mean what happens if you can't find a virtuous woman at the age of 25?
Like, yeah, so are you just gonna settle for someone who you don't have that same connection with, but they're 25? So
Yeah,
they can provide
probably
you
not,
children?
no.
Or would you rather be with someone who's older?
Yeah,
who you share more
so
values
now
with, but
so
they can't
now
give
if you want to
children?
make the shift from whether or not it's disadvantageous and you're talking specifically about the core of relationship dynamic for preference, and you're like, is the preference for this guy to only have 9 kids? If that's the case, then I guess he could compromise on his values. But if the preference is not that, if the preference is he wants to have 9 kids and a virtuous woman, then yeah, he might have to compromise on his standards. I don't see how he wouldn't be. You know, I mean, as far as looks and this type of thing. Or am I misinterpreting your question? Or
Yeah.
am I getting something wrong here?
Yeah.
Well, just because you were saying that, like, a 40-year-old man who really wants a family, like, really, really badly, they're going to only look at younger women because they have a higher chance of being fertile and being able to give you those
No,
children.
I'm not saying they only would, but I would understand why they would.
Can I play devil's advocate for my original point
wish you
on
would,
this
yeah.
topic? So if I am a hot 25-year-old woman, okay, and this 40-year-old man wants me to have his kids, don't you think that he should be providing for us for me to even consider having his kids, or no?
I think that he should be in a position in which he can provide for the children in his family.
the children,
Especially
yeah.
at almost
In the family.
15 years older?
Does that mean taking you to the Bahamas and giving you $10,000, or
I never said give $10,000.
is that $10,000 a month for you to go zip lining and hang gliding? That's providing for you and the
No,
kids.
no,
or?
no, it's not. No, it's not. Y'all taking my words out of my mouth. What I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah, I'm
saying,
joking, I'm
what I'm
joking,
just
but go
saying
ahead.
is, like,
No, we're not doing that though. We're just using you as an example, right? Because the thing about it is that a lot of women, that's their requirement. Literally, they'll be like, "Yeah, you got to take me on trips. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to be a provider and a protector, and a provider. Like, I'm providing my life for you and all that. You still saying I should provide even more than that because what? Okay, even if he's providing this and providing, like, come on, man. Like, what are you gonna do then? Are you gonna just be there and exist and have the kids, and when you're pregnant and nothing else can come out of you? Once she's pregnant and then it's like, that's it. She can do nothing else. She can't help you with nothing else. She can't even sweep the house, can't even brush her own teeth. It's like, all this be a provider and I be the whatever caretaker thing. It's like crazy. Okay, cool. You want to be the caretaker? You want to just be there to have babies? And I like, come on. So same thing, basically. He's going to provide for you and the family, but you're not going to be like that person who is saying, buy me a Birkin bag, buy me a Louis bag, take me on trips. I want my hair done every single week. My nails done every week. Things that are irrelevant. Irrelevant to the bigger picture of family and union and happiness. Your nails done is not going to make you happier than when your nails not done. You are still going to be happy. You know what I'm saying?
at dinosaur age, you should
Wow.
you should be doing more than if I'm gonna go have kids with somebody my age. That's just my take.
That you should be doing more?
Yeah. Like
Do you think that a man who is in his 40s, who by your own admission is going to have more resources than a man at 25, don't you think he'd be better to provide for your children?
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, then he is doing more.
No, I'm just asking.
He's just not doing more for you. He's doing more for the offspring, just not for you.
So by default,
You
then,
don't get the pearls, the kids get new clothes. That's how it goes. You don't get the pearls, you don't get the big diamond. The kids get the better school, the kids get the better education, kids get the better life.
That sounds like a sad life.
I will just.
It sounds like a sad life.
Sad life, my children are doing great. It sounds like a sad life. My children are actually happy. They are living good.
You make
They're going to school and learning better things than I did. Sad. What is that like, man? Like, come on, man.
preferences, the
Why-
children over yourself.
No, why can't we all have a beautiful life?
I mean,
beautiful.
what?
That's great.
Because yours is more expensive. How about that? And apart from that, the man is looking at the future. Your future is already here. But if these kids grow up, they will be your future, right? They will be the ones taking care of you when you're in the nursing home or when you're whatever, sick and weak and lame and all that. So he's taking care of your future and taking care of you by taking care of them and making them smarter, wiser, better, stronger, and all that.
You could.
Right.
You can't.
And you are very expensive anyways. Their new clothes and your new clothes are two different things. You want the expensive things. You want the luxury things. Even this clothes that you're wearing right now on this panel, I don't think you bought it from Walmart. You know what I'm saying? It's probably something you have to order online. And when you order something online, you're pretty much paying another extra price or something. And also you need a certain type of branding and all this Zara and Louis Vuitton and this and that.
You know what? You can have it all.
Right.
You can have 5 kids and $10,000 Bahama vacations and just kind of everything you want.
It doesn't cost $10,000.
Princess treatment, okay? Princess treatment. A couple questions
Just
here.
dudes with bricks with gold in their pockets, just waiting. They can't wait to have nine kids.
Oh, a couple things here. Okay,
No,
and our family.
Men want women who are passionate and ambitious, even if that means, being a wife and a homemaker. And
This woman got almost everything wrong today. Men want women who are ambitious. Where? When you use the term ambitious, you're thinking like she wants to be the breadwinner or something. She wants to be the one providing for the family. Think about it. If your woman is as ambitious as you, that puts you in a different position. That puts you in a man-to-man relationship. Like you're literally dating another man at that point, because while you are trying to be the one that she gets the car ready for, she's actually going to be the one getting the car ready for herself and wanting you to get the car even ready for her because she's ambitious as you. She's like, I want to be on time. I got to go now. You got to get me ready to get my car ready for me. That's your wife talking to you like that. And you like, oh, babe, I need you to get the car ready for me. Why don't you do that? She's not going to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and make breakfast. Why? Because she got to be somewhere at that time. No man wants his woman equally ambitious to him. Usually what men will want is the woman should be 50% ambitious. Maybe she wants just this much, and the rest of it is just she wants to take care of her family, take care of children, and make sure that the family is doing great. Take the children to school and see them happy and play with them. And even when he cannot be at soccer game or some other game or take them to some sports, she can do that and take them there until he comes back. And you know what I'm saying? 50% of ambition is what almost every man needs. Not just we both 100% ambitious. When he's going on the field, I'm going on the field too. So then when he tells me, babe, no, do this, I tell him, no, you got to do that because we both ambitious, we both leaders at the same time. Like, it's not going to work.
raising your children.
I don't give a shit about ambition.
So you don't want to be with someone who has
that men
goals?
care about ambition. They don't care about
You don't
women's
care.
ambitions.
So you want to be with somebody who doesn't have any goals in life? Because
I didn't
that's
say goals. I said
Mixing ambition with goals now. Yeah, no. Not all goals require a certain level of ambition. Your goal should be a good parent, be a good mother to the children, be a loving mother to the children, and a good wife to the husband. That's it. That's your goal. Now, all this ambition, I want to achieve this status in my company, and I want to achieve this manager position, and all this ambition, those are not goals. That's all the things you're talking about. I mean, it can be goals, but it's like it's not adding to the purpose of family.
Said ambition. You don't need to be ambitious. Like you.
Ambition. I don't think you understand what ambition means.
Why don't you tell me?
Go ahead, tell them. What?
Yep.
I'm not good at definitions on the fly at all. So
I
Wait,
thought I
you
didn't know
just-
what it meant.
Right. You sounded pretty
I
good.
mean, I don't
I
think
know
you do.
he was wrong.
Just 'cause
Oh, I
can't
guess.
call
Well,
it
I know you
definition.
don't, because I know for sure you don't. You can't even tell me what it means.
Being able to describe something and write, what it means in a dictionary is not the same thing.
No,
as
but
knowing
you
what something
you
means.
said
You said
asked him,
you know he doesn't know.
what you mean by ambition. So he's asking you to define it.
Please.
Yeah.
Ambition is having goals.
I can Google it if you want. I can Google it.
That would be great. But ambition is having goals and seeking to, rise above where you're at, building skills, having a goal and trying to reach it.
Andrew, when you say men don't care about ambition, do you mean it within the context of like career achievement, academic achievement,
Yeah. Well, what
educational
I'm talking
achievement?
about is.
Because what if a woman's ambitious for a family? Like you would agree that would be she wants.
Well,
Not even that?
Again,
And that
we
won't
need
be
to kind of
ambition,
narrow
that would
down
be-
what we mean here when we're talking about ambition.
She's a
So,
caretaker.
for me, when I'm thinking about ambition, I'm thinking of I want to have stellar achievement. I want to have something which I'm moving towards, which is to rise above some station or to move towards this kind of overtly worthy thing. Generally speaking, I don't give a shit. Like if you start out a good cook and you end up a good cook, they don't fucking care. They don't care. They don't give a shit. You don't need to become a better and better cook. They don't give a shit. They don't care. Like if you're just good enough, you're good enough. They don't give a shit. I've never seen any of them say, "Nope, you got to be." You got to really.
Hold on, I want
You gotta be a
I
chef.
want to give her an opportunity to respond. You seem to disagree with Andrew. Do you
I just
wanna-
don't want you to work in the company. You got to be the supervisor.
I think generally speaking,
For me to
people
date you, or
seek,
for me to
a
whatever.
partner who does have goals, and goals are what give your life meaning.
Can I
But
come
what
in
kind
on
you
this?
as a woman, that's what you do.
Let me
It
come in.
depends,
ahead.
but it doesn't have to be
Here.
job related at all.
So I think something that
I
when,
have goals. I want to be a homesteader. I want to raise a family. Like I want to become a better cook. You brought up cooking. Like,
I think
Yeah,
we
but
are.
why does the man
That's
care about
appealing.
those goals though?
because
That
he,
you want to be a homesteader.
because he would like to do so as well. for
Okay,
example.
so then, so
It's his goal.
it's his goals.
It's his goals.
well, you have.
But
But
if
I
you
think
have
the
similar goals, you
context
wanna
of
build
the
something together.
context of the conversation is occupational, career, educational achievement. That's the context. Not, and Andrew maybe has differing views on this. I don't object to a woman who is desirous or has goals to having a family.
Not an
But I don't think that's
objection,
what.
it's what I'm just saying about what is cared about, what
Sure.
the preference is.
But let's keep it within the context of career, success, financial, educational achievement.
And-
Men in those realms, men don't really care about woman's ambition in that regard.
No, I think I agree on that.
Oh,
It was just unclear when you said, men don't care if women have ambitions. I just
okay.
think
Here, let's not linger long because I want to try to wrap
Wait,
some.
but quickly, but for the men, so say for example, right, you meet this girl and she's in school for something long term, but like you guys both mutually decide like y'all want to settle down and start a family. Do you think that she should forfeit her career for a potential husband and family?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If it's necessary, yeah.
What about you?
I mean, think about it. If it's necessary, for sure, why not? And when I say it's necessary, I mean like, dude. If it's like, dude, like this your education is like, it's great, but you can also, just do something else and make good money, enough money. I mean, the husband is doing something bigger, So I mean, it's like, if it's necessary, it's necessary. What if the husband need you? Okay, what if you were in that school and y'all started your relationship and blah blah blah, and y'all got married and you still in the school? Now what? Now you got pregnant and you still in the school. You about to give birth the next year, right? All these things can happen within like 1 year, right? You can get pregnant within 1 year, and within that same year, at the end of that year, you can give birth. So you are still in the school giving birth. Now what? Because of this career, and now the children are born. Now you have to go to school with the children. The husband has to go to work with. Like, what are we doing now? Like, okay, put the child in somewhere. Okay, because you're in school. Okay, cool. Now continue going to school. The child will be in daycare or whatever. And then now what? That makes you satisfied because your school and your career comes first. It's a lot of things, man.
What about me?
Like, what do you do? Should the woman forfeit her career for a potential family and husband?
Should she? Well, it depends what the arrangement is going to be. Do you want to have 1 kid, 2 kid, 3 kids, 4?
No, so
if her standard is going to be, well, while I'm pregnant, I don't want to be in the workforce, and then during those early years, I don't want to be in the workforce, and then I also want to have 3, 4, 5 kids, you are going to forfeit your career.
So remember the example.
And if I can give my own perspective, let's say I want to have 7 sons. And I'm a high earner, and you want to go pursue your career where at the top end of your career, you're going to be making $75,000 a year, and I'm making seven figures a year. No. I think you should take care of the kids.
And find another business.
So why do that?
Be employed for him, right? Take care of the kids. And tell him you want to run a business from home or something, or you want to run another business or own another business, and let that business be owned by you and be ran by you, and the profit from that business take care of you. It can be a business that you don't even want to go to work to do. Somebody else can do it for you. Like, there are a lot of online businesses. There are a lot of what's it called? Just a lot of businesses you can even buy. $30,000, $50,000 can buy you a whole business, a whole franchise with one of these companies. Any of these companies, really. Or if you want to go big time and you want it like $100,000 can buy you some big business with some company or some franchise with some company. Have people run it for you. Why you like be smart about it. If your husband is rich and he's able to take care of you like that, why put your career first if he wants you to be a family? He wants you to be a caretaker of his children. He wants you to be there with the children and spend more time with the children so that they don't be like confused. Like, where is mom? Where is dad? Where is anybody?
Career if I can provide.
I agree. So in the example that we were saying, like, remember the 25-year-old having kids and then the 40-year-old man, right? So say the 25-year-old is just starting her career and all of a sudden the 40-year-old wants kids. Should she just like stop? Because she's obviously very early in her career. Should she just stop what she's doing?
Yes.
But you can have a career and have children at the same time.
You can also not have a career and take care of your children at the same time. You can do both. None of these are mutually exclusive. So her should. What's optimal? What's optimal is you listen to your 40-year-old husband. If he tells you stay the home and watch the kids, then you stay the home and you watch the kids. It's simple.
If I could play devil's advocate for one.
You're such a misogynist.
This is
Andrew. You are just a misogynist, and the Whatever podcast, being a feminist platform, does not appreciate your attitude.
She asked. She just like, the ask is, what things should be done if the husband wants this thing? Yes, from.
This is what happens to you when you put yourself over family. You put yourself over family, you end up getting all these things done. Your booty's done, your boobie done, your face done, your lips done. Because why? It's all about you over the family. These type of women, the men can never tell them, hey, take care of the children, stay here. Nope. They have a big old star on their chest. What the freak is that? Big old star on your chest and all this. And it's like all the women see it and they do it too because they're all part of the same cult.
From my worldview, you need to do what ultimately your husband tells you to do.
I am sorry. I do want to try to wrap up relatively soon, so I'm just going to try to get through some of our last talking points here.
So yeah, at the end of the day, what you can simply really take from all these women is that a lot of women are becoming masculine. They are literally wanting in a man. What? No. They are literally thinking a man wants in a woman what they want in a man. And it's not so. You cannot think a man wants in you what you want in him. You want that provider, leader, and go-getter and ambitious guy. Yeah, great. What a man wants in you is that nurturer, that caretaker, that soft-hearted person that is able to take instructions and obey that instruction, and not argue and fight and say I'm the man too. I wear my pants. I make my own decision. I do my own thing. I'm ambitious, right? I'm ambitious. Like I can do it just how you can do it. All this competition thing, no man wants it. See, that's it. So stop being masculine. Go back to study women. You don't know how to be a woman. I accept it and say maybe the spirit in me is not feminine. Most women don't have feminine spirits. They go to bed at night. Who do you think they see having sex with them in their dream? Men. That means the spirit inside of you is masculine. That means you are possessed by an evil spirit that is having sex with you in your dream. You have an evil spiritual husband. Study demonology. Women who have masculine spirits inside of them will always have sexual dreams with men having sex with them who they don't know. This man will either take the face of a celebrity. I mean, this spirit can take the face of almost anybody to be cool. Your favorite celebrities can be having sex with you in your dream. You think they're really having sex with you in your dream? No. It's that evil masculine spirit that is inside of you that wants to have sex with you. It's taking on the spirit of these men. It's taking on the image of these men. See? That's why you got to learn from spiritual people who are genuine Christians, because they have the answers. They have the answers. Take note. Genuine Christians, people who know the Bible for real, who are genuine Christians, they have the answers to all your problems, to most of your problems. Like I'm telling you now, if you go to bed at night and you see a man having sex with you in your dream, you have a spiritual husband, meaning you have a masculine spirit. And you will notice you are a masculine woman. You like to argue a lot. You like to stand up for your own points a lot. Instead of letting your husband stand up for you, you want to stand up for your own self. Even when it's against your husband, you want to stand up for your own self. Even when your husband is able to stand up for you, you still want to. The list goes on. No man wants that. You got a masculine spirit. Seek Jesus Christ and let him exorcise that spirit. Cast it out of you so that you be free. You need Jesus. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This life will never make sense to you. It will never work for you until you have the Lord Jesus in your life. And that goes for every man and every woman. Most men too are like that. They have become feminine. They are going to bed at night having sex with women in their dream. They don't know these women from nowhere. You have a feminine spirit. Let's go on.